Chilli Beans have been on something of a roll in recent couple of years, and do you know what? They got a new song out called Mum. I have no idea what to do with that, but I am very much appreciative of the fact they spelt mum the British way. The English way, with a U, not an O. It's not mom, it's mum. Thank you, Chilli Beans. That makes me biased towards your song. The thing is that I was a big fan of Chilli Beans when I first heard them when they were coming up. They're very charming. You know, they had that song. What was it? Life is Work. Is it Life is Work? Life is Business, I think it was. I really enjoyed that one. LIB, Life is Business. I really enjoyed that song, and I really enjoyed a few of the tracks they had that were just sort of like had this sort of charming, cheeky energy, but also very infectiously pop quality at the same time. It was very honest. It was very musicianship-driven, poppy rock. The sort of thing that just sort of bridged so many gaps for me. And then on their most recent album, which again I'm going to get the name wrong, I think it was like Welcome to Our Castle or something like that. Oh my god, I really can't remember the names of anything today. That took them into a slightly more produced vibe, certainly much more of a mass appeal vibe, and you could really tell that they are sort of expanding in their scale. They're getting through to more and more people, so it's intriguing to see how that affects their sound as well, because they sounded so indie starting out. So I have no idea what to make with this song, Mum. I'm just looking forward to hearing it. It clocks in at 4.5 minutes. So let's see what Chilli Beans are going to do with the next 4.5 minutes of our lives. Let's enjoy this. Bit more back to that old school sound. Okay. Bit of an old school rock feel. Definitely feel the build-up going on here. Oh, the vibe in this is clear. We're going nostalgia vibes here, aren't we? This is incredibly 90s for a band who probably weren't even born in the 90s. Really reminding me of a couple of the songs, but I can't for the life of me think what they're called. No surprise there. I really like this pre-chorus. It takes the chord pattern in a very interesting direction, especially with the bass. One of those songs, it's so kind of glides by, doesn't it? It's got that road trippy kind of vibe to it. Oh god, it's a charm offensive. I did not expect this. I love that double snare. Adding that in just in the last chorus as far as I can tell there. Oh, yeah, this is going to be one of those songs you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Of course. Okay, that's a great freeze frame to leave us on. Well. This was not what I expected at all. So Chilli Beans have been aiming towards this slightly more mid-tempo, rhythmic, catchy kind of vibe that I think was, I guess, more contemporarily chart-friendly. But this is not only is this playing a little bit to, I think, Chilli Beans' older sound, which is nice, nice to hear them referencing back to their older, slightly more indie sound. Not that they completely departed from that anyway, but it's nice to hear them sort of like still able to go back and do something that sounds very indie. On top of that as well is the fact that this is just so like 90s nostalgic. It really has that vibe, from the simple but slightly kooky music video all the way through like the use of the riffs and things. It reminds me a little bit, and this is a really strange reference because I'm sure someone can like pick out some songs from the 90s and stuff that this really sounds like, because there's some on the tip of my tongue that I could really think of. But actually, this is very similar writing wise to of all bands, The Offspring. I think it was about 2012. They released an album where they had a song called Days Go By, which was them basically referencing old style. They were trying to do sort of a nostalgic sounding old style rock song. And it sounded a lot like this. It's interesting that, because that was one of the other things that I referenced. This definitely has that sound where it's trying to sound nostalgic. But in this case, it really works. It's charming as well because the mix, everything's quite low impact, The bass is not too bassy. The drums are not too impactful. It just kind of rolls by. This is what I was saying. It kind of sounds like a road trip song. You could play it in the background and just sort of like drive and enjoy the scenery because it's not overly impactful. It just kind of sets this mood, this feeling, this soundscape, and just it rolls over for 4.5 odd minutes. Nearly 4.5 minutes, I should say, looking at the seconds there. It's a song that it definitely feels like it's setting a mood, a vibe, and it's just sticking with it. But it does it really beautifully. Right down to the it suits as well the singer. She's always had this very sort of nice, very distinct but quite light style of singing. It suits this again really perfectly. The video again, simple but very effective. Everything about this just had this really. It's kind of like the musical equivalent of a hug. It just kind of feels like it really invites you in, and it just feels welcoming, low stakes, low pressure, just kind of like a very friendly sounding song, which is interesting because, as I said, this is the sort of thing where it's probably not gonna have the mass appeal of other songs that they've had. And I would imagine there's some people who might, if someone said to me, I find this song a little bit overly simplistic, a bit boring, there's not enough going on, I wouldn't really argue with them. I think it's the sort of thing where if the sound of the song is nostalgic to you, as it kind of is for me, then it's going to draw you in because it's going to spark those thoughts in your head. It's going to just sit on those little, press those nerves, which are going to sort of make you feel nostalgic. Whereas if it doesn't do that for you, it's probably just going to sound like another rock song with not a huge amount to set it apart. But definitely, this song's all about the nostalgia factor, and I think if this is a sound that hits you in the way that it did for me, then it's definitely gonna spark a little bit of a memory, some thoughts and memories with you. And I found this charming. Is it a standalone? Is it a song that would make Chilli Beans stand out on its own? No. But is it a song that, in amongst their catalogue of other songs, makes a lovely addition? You know, gives more strings to their bow. 100%. This is nice. I like the fact that just because they're becoming more popular, they're not becoming overly trapped into a sound. They're still willing and able to do these songs where they convey something not just different mood-wise, but they also managed to demonstrate a different style of writing. They managed to demonstrate how much more variation they've got to their sound than than a group who was just trying to sort of repeatedly peddle hit singles. So yeah, for me, Chilli Beans, I just think they're such a charming band. You know, I don't come to them for super complicated, nuanced music. I come to them for interesting soundscapes, catchy choruses, and just good feeling music that really conveys a feeling. And actually, if you think about it like that, then this is right on the money. You know, it's catchy. It's stuck in my head still right now. At the same time, it's got a good nostalgic, well, it's got a feeling, in this case nostalgia, that really permeates through the song and comes across really well. And it's just a very easy to listen to, pleasant sound. So again, Chilli Beans right on the money. I think this is a great group. I really do. It's very rare that you get groups like this who can do this kind of effortless sort of sounding, gentle, but always strangely feels deep kind of music. So Chilli Beans right on the money. Love it. I thought this was great. Again, I'm not expecting this is going to be one. I think it's going to be in the UK, because it's called Mum with a U. We call a Marmite kind of track. You either love it or you hate it. So I'd be interested to know what people think of this one. But I really enjoyed this. I thought this was charming as anything. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think. Until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.